Welcome to the Music Festivals podcast. This is the show that helps you get to know music festivals, festival venues, and campgrounds before you go. I'm your host, Neighbor Nate, and I'm glad you're in the neighborhood. Welcome back, neighbors, to episode number 68 of the Music Festivals podcast. This is the show that helps you get to know music festivals, festival venues, and campgrounds before you go. And as always, I'm your host, Neighbor Nate. And as I'm recording this, the Will McLean Foundation members are arriving for the 2026 annual foundation meeting. This foundation was actually founded in 1990 by friends of Will McLean to preserve his legacy. Will McLean is known as the father of Florida folk music and has thousands of songs and poems to his name. The entire foundation is driven by this mission to save Florida through music by honoring the state's culture, history, and the natural landscapes that drive the song. And the foundation supports Florida artists via music festivals and concerts and education and scholarships and songwriting programs and other different types of educational events for all kinds of different kids. In 2022, the foundation actually acquired the Florida Sand Music Ranch and created a permanent home for the foundation and the festivals and year-round music events. We're very honored to be a part of the Will McLean Foundation. We actually just signed up as members today, and we're doing a full documentary on everything that the foundation does, its history, its members, as well as this beautiful ranch down here at the Florida Sand Music Ranch. So look for that film to launch in May 2026. I think it's going to be very exciting. But as promised, today is a recap of HangCon 2026 that happened last weekend down here at the ranch. Before we get that going, I want to send a big thank you to our presenting sponsors, DLaw Coffee Company, Whippersnap Music and Arts Festival, and the Florida Sand Music Ranch for their support of Music Festivals podcast. If you're looking to build real brand awareness with music festival audiences nationwide, Music Festivals podcast is now accepting presenting sponsors. In 2026, we'll be on the ground covering between 30 and 40 music festivals across the country, connecting brands with fans both online and on site. If your brand is interested in creative sponsorships that blend digital exposure with real-world activations, go ahead and give us a call. I think we've got something for you. You can check out the link in the video description or scan the QR code that you see on the screen right now. We're very excited about what we're doing, and we think you are going to be as well. But we'll be back right after these messages from our sponsors.
Hey y'all, it's Drury from DLaw Coffee Company.
Let's take it from the beginning. Hi, my name is Drury Anderson, and I'm a 21-year-old musician from Alabama. Music has always been a part of me, and I'm super lucky to be traveling around touring with my best friends. Whether it's playing music or putting together something for my friends, I've always been passionate about the power of a shared experience. As some of you know, touring around the country involves a lot, and to me, good coffee is essential to staying fueled while on the road. After consulting with friends in the business, I decided to give it a go. My goal is simple: get coffee to people all over who need it the most. So whether you play music, love music, or your passion lies somewhere else, DLaw Coffee is here for you. Fuel the music.
Welcome back. Today, as promised, we are recapping HangCon 2026. This is a community of hammock camping enthusiasts that descended on the ranch last weekend. We talked with a few vendors and some attendees and did some full interviews that are actually going to be hitting the YouTube channel this weekend. You all see some shorts from that too. But some really great and innovative small companies are out there for this entire niche of campers. If you are curious about hammock camping, make sure you stay for this conversation with Pinecone at Pinecone VA on YouTube. He is a YouTuber and a competitive disc golfer, as well as a hammock camping enthusiast with just a wealth of knowledge on how to do it right. It was a really interesting conversation. You're also going to meet Shug. Shug is also another well-known YouTuber by the hangers, and he's actually known as kind of the guru of the entire scene, and I think you'll see why when you hear him talk. But as always, you'll get into the vibe of the festival, what it feels like, what it looks like. It was a very quiet festival, no music at this festival, which is interesting. It was an interesting change for us, but really a great crowd of hardcore campers that braved the weather and had a lot of fun. We're going to get into all of this and more on HangCon right after these messages. And welcome back to Music Festivals Podcast. We are jumping back into our recap of HangCon 2026 that took place last weekend down here at the ranch. Let's go ahead and get into it.
Hi, my name is Pinecone from Virginia Beach.
Pinecone from Virginia Beach. I wasn't expecting that, but that's cool. That's awesome. So yeah, we're here at HangCon 2026. I saw you with a bunch of cameras, and I'm like, I gotta go talk to this guy. But tell me about your channels and what you do.
Okay, so I started these little passion projects on YouTube covering basically hammock reviews.
Yeah.
And I was just like I was telling you, using GoPro sessions, just didn't really have a concept about lavalier mics or nothing. I was just shooting and yelling.
Yeah.
And like I said, it was just doing gear reviews. And then coming back to this HangCon, there's been a big resurgence in the technology and the sophistication of all these camping hammocks.
Yeah.
And it gave me something to talk about. So I've been hanging since 2013. I love being outdoors. I love hanging.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to come out here and start documenting it again. You know, what do you call it?
So you really know the gear here. You were telling me about, like, I was asking you about the, do hammocks have like a frame or whatever? Tell me a little bit about the different hammocks you like.
Okay, so there's two popular types. There's the gathered end, which traditionally, like, if you think of taking the tablecloth off the table and gathering one end and the other end, and you're laying in between that.
Yeah.
The bridge hammock is more structured like a mattress. You have a spreader bar on the foot and the head end, and you're kind of more just like in a coffin.
Yeah.
And those are the two preferences. A lot of people like bridge, but I love gathered end hammocks.
Yeah.
They've gotten now to the technology where they can get you on what they call the ASIM, or the diagonal lay, where
Okay.
you can get as flat as a bridge hammock, and to me, in my opinion, it's more comfortable.
Yeah.
Depending on the stretch of the fabric. There's fabrics that are really firm and don't give a lot of sag, and there's ones that you just go and it'll take all the dents of your body and
Yeah.
you just fall into it.
See, that's the concern I have. So like I sometimes I get back pain when I sleep and whatnot, and I always thought like a sagging thing would make it worse. Is that better or worse? Like, have you ever?
Well, that's where so when you look at anyone, when I was telling you about a day, what do you call it? Just a day hammock.
Yeah.
Like you're just, you cut the lawn and you pitch between some trees and you're just sitting in it. These are camping hammocks, and that technology, those are what we call banana hammocks.
Yeah.
A lot of times you're laying in the center line of the hammock.
Okay.
So let's say you're the end of the hammock, I'm the other end. A lot of people lay straight, so they're like a banana, like this.
Yeah.
Well, these guys have figured out they get you on the asymmetric or the diagonal, and it takes you out of that center line and flattens out that hammock where you're like laying comfortably cradled,
Okay.
like you're a baby in the womb. That's the only way I can explain it.
A little housekeeping note for everybody. Please make sure tonight that you've got correct equipment because it is going to dip down into the mid-20s tonight.
Okay. So like, how do you stay warm when it's that cold? What do you do to make that happen?
Okay, that's a good question. So under quilts and top quilts for hammock gear is not cheap. You got to pay to play, right?
Yeah.
Now, in tent camping, a lot of people use mats and foam mats or whatever, right? As insulation and for comfort. And it's cheap to get that. A lot of people try to stick that inside of a hammock and get on the diagonal, but it's made straight. It's made for laying on the ground.
Yeah.
Well, Jackson Better is one of the originals where they created what they call the underquilt. So let's say if you have a sleeping bag, you cut that in half and you put the sleeping bag underneath the outside of your hammock.
Oh, I see.
See, if you're
Yeah.
laying in a sleeping bag inside of a hammock, you're crushing all the insulation,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So what those guys, Jackson Better, created, the underquilt wraps around the outside of your hammock.
So that
you're not
keeps it nice and
smushing
puffy.
insulation.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The insulation just nestled on you as you sink in the hammock, but it's not crushing in that R value.
Okay.
Right? So I finally, when I learned, okay, I got to stop messing around, I got an expensive underquilt, and it was game changer.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And then the top quilt, let's say if you cut that sleeping bag in half, it's like, it's literally like a slit sleeping bag down the middle.
Yeah.
There's a foot box. You stick your feet in there and pull that over you because your backside is covered with the underquilt
Yeah.
on the outside of the hammock.
Yeah.
And the top quilt is just on top.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
So I have to ask this question. Cold night, 26 degrees, middle of the night, I got to pee. What do you do? Like,
Okay, I have this awesome technique. I did it all weekend. So the hammock I've been in all weekend is called a Dutch wear ASIM.
Yeah.
It's got really low walls. Okay, so when you have a gathering hammock, some walls all up like this, like Grand Trunk, and some are really low where you can look easily over the sides.
Yeah.
Well, that, I just peel back my top quilt, I get on my side, woo,
Nice.
and back.
Yeah, because the whole idea of trying to get in and out
I
of the
know, 'cause
hammock
you're
in the middle of
warm.
the night, I'm not awake.
So the thing is, with that technique, is you have to watch what you're doing because you can piss on
Yeah.
yourself and
You don't want to pee on your backpack.
right.
In the hammock.
So when I set
Yeah.
it down, I looked at my P zone.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that's where I'll go if I need to. And then you have to watch. You have to watch what you stream. You put your headlamp on, you watch the stream, and as it starts getting closer, then you like 1, 2, 3, get on your back wipe, and then
That's
the technique.
this is really good information,
that's the
honestly.
technique.
Yo, so like people who want to get into this, I'm curious about it. I think we talked about getting one. Gear recommendations if you're just getting started. I'm imagining things are not cheap. So
not.
how do you make sure you're spending good money?
Okay, so the 3 companies. Okay. So Dutchware, look at it as the Walmart distribution of hammocks. Not only do they make all their gear, they also carry and distribute other people's gear.
Okay.
So that's a one-stop shop for everything: hammocks, tarps, underquilts, top quilts, things like that. Other people just specialize, maybe just like Majestic, they just specialize in a hammock.
Yeah.
That's their thing.
Okay.
So you would just kind of shop around and find a underquilt, top quilt for that system.
Yeah.
War Bonnet, they also make everything: the tarp, the hammock, the quilt, underquilt, etc. So it's tough. Dutchware is a great place to start because they have a hammock called the Chameleon.
The Chameleon. Okay.
I believe it's like $137 for the hammock body by
Okay.
itself.
Yeah.
But you can add modular pieces to it. So they have these zippers. They're called vision zippers or something like that. And in time, let's say you only can afford the body, and you're a fair weather camper, you're just using it as a day lounger in the summer.
Yeah.
Then later on, you can buy a bug net that zips on.
Okay.
Then
Yeah.
later on, when you can afford, you buy a top winter cover.
So you can kit it out,
You
basically.
can get it
Yeah,
out.
That's cool.
And then they got storage options. You can also zip with those items on. And
Yeah.
then when you're serious and you're kind of like, man, I really like being outdoors, I want to get into deeper winter,
Yeah.
then you got to start looking at quilts. And everyone tries so many, sun shields in a car for windows,
Yeah.
sunshades.
Yeah.
I've done everything, foam pads and blow up pads and sun shields and all that. But it comes to the point where you're like, you got to pull the trigger.
Yeah. Yeah.
And let's say you don't like the winter, you're a fair weather camper, you like spring or summer only. You can get a cheaper quilt, not cheaper, but because it's less work and less insulation,
Yeah.
you can get into it that way.
Okay.
And just say, I just want it for summer, so you get what they have different degrees, right?
It doesn't sound like there's really a big steep climb to get into it. Like,
Not
yeah,
at all.
that's
Not
pretty
when you have
awesome.
something like the Chameleon, which is modular.
Yeah.
So you make one investment, I want that next, I want that next.
do it
Where
over
some,
time.
you got to buy it all at once.
I like that too because it gives you a chance to go out and like for me, like when I'm camping, even shooting gear, whatever. It's like I'm on the thing doing it, and then it's like, oh, I wish I had this.
Yeah,
I don't have this. That gives you the opportunity to kind of test and then build it the
Exactly.
way you want. I like that a lot.
But I will say here at this event, I would totally advise you to check out Majestic,
Yeah.
War Bonnet, and Dutch,
Okay.
and you can get in all of them, and you're gonna know what I'm talking about.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. They have the coolest sign in the festival, by the way. Majestic. Yeah.
He made all that.
Yeah, it's
He made
brilliant.
the sign. He made the stands. It's a mobile stand where multiple people would hang on it. He made it for his
Yeah,
family.
I saw that. That's really the
Yeah.
engineering. I need
And
to
he
get some.
he's the only one making his brand. Like he doesn't have a bunch of seamstress or whatever you call people sewing for him.
Yeah.
He's sewing. He's a full-time fireman and he sews his own stuff.
That's cool.
So the lead and wait time for something like that is a year out.
Wow. But he's doing it because he's passionate about it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But his hammock just the hammock by itself, $240.
Okay. It's still not terrible.
Yeah.
Like, it's still not terrible. You pay for a good tent.
Yeah.
You'll pay that, so,
Yeah.
and now you could just swing in the breeze.
But yeah, I would definitely after we talk,
Yeah. Go check it out.
check out War Bonnet, Majestic, and swing around the Dutchware.
Okay.
And you'll
Awesome.
just be like,
Dude, this is your wealth of information. Thank you
yeah.
for the education on hammock camping, and that's awesome, dude.
Well,
Yeah.
there is one thing I have to say. So
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
there is a learning curve to this.
And they're going to be over at the small
When you get into the tautness of how the straps go to the trees, the angle,
Yeah.
all of that affects the span of the trees. You can't really be hanging when it's like two trees that are 40 feet apart.
Yeah.
Ideally, you want to get 14 to 16 comfortably of span of trees to get a nice, comfortable lay.
Okay.
You don't want a tight rope thing going on. You want a 30-degree angle like this.
Yep.
And then you can delve into that later, but there is some learning curve in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then all you have to do,
So where do you find the info? I mean, everybody can get on YouTube and whatnot, but groups, associations, any specific social groups, Facebook groups you recommend, channels to watch?
there is a couple hammock groups on Facebook that you can easily look up if it's close to you and you can ask questions. The superstar of hammock camping and teaching is here. His name is Shug.
Shug, nice.
S-H-U-G.
That's awesome.
And he is a wealth of information on everything.
Okay.
And he was there playing his banjo or whatever he has.
So, and I don't count my nights. I go when I want to, and I tell you, maybe Rob, oh, he left already. He's another YouTuber. You know, it's not about him, so, you know, it's about me. So he was like, I dropped in my milk to berry thing, so I'm walking, baby. Sometimes it's a good and bad. It's a blessing and curse of being a YouTuber, because if I don't go camping, then I get the, hey, Shug, just checking in and see everything's okay. And when are you going to go camping again so I can vicariously live through your pain and agony? And so you start to feel kind of guilty. And I have been guilty of going on trips where I was doing it because people were kind of asking me to go. And it's not the best thing. I mean, I don't know if anybody else has experienced this, but have you ever gotten out of the Eddie car and you hit the trailhead, and maybe that first 20 minutes you have like a little wave of melancholy. Like, I feel like I left something unfinished, but I should go back to the car and go home. But I keep walking through the melancholy, and eventually you bust through. Have you ever felt that feeling? Anybody? You know the feeling I'm talking about? It could be the power of the woods. I certainly feel a lot of power out there. I mean, how powerful is it? And the thing I've been asked a lot on podcasts, aren't you scared out there by yourself? And I'm like going, no, I personally, when I step in the woods, have a sense of peace. I feel peaceful. Absolutely peaceful. Are you a hunter? I'm not. I'm just a big puss. I carry a knife just to open my cheese pack. But I don't go in the woods with a chip on my shoulder. You know, I enter the woods like, look, hey, trees and animals, I'm coming in for 3 or 4 days, and I hope to meet you, even if you're a big, scary animal, like to come across you and hear my heart beating so fast. And I think just in life, it's a good idea to maybe approach life without a chip on your shoulder on a personal level. Just, you know, go out there, I ain't gonna die. But I feel that peace, and I definitely feel like there's these power in the woods.
He's like the guru of everything, and he's like the superstar here. But you can watch his videos, and you can learn all about hang angles and tensions and all that, because that comes into play when it comes to getting into this. That's the most weird part of it. And once you dial that in, I could go between any 14, 16, 20-foot span and get it.
Okay.
Bop, 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 bop.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I was blown away with the speed which people set up with. Just and there you go, they're camping.
And then the cool thing, if you look, you know, I think there was supposed to be like 700 people come to this event. You see, there may not be enough trees, so you see the stands. So that was another technology that just started. It's been around, but Yobo gear had just started. Like,
are they hard to set up, or are they throw up, pop up, or?
There's probably a little assembly, but it's super fast. I understand when I talk to the owners over there, less than a minute they can get the stand off.
Nice.
Not put everything on it, but just to get the stand. Bop, bop, move it.
It sounds like it'd be perfect for long hiking.
Yeah.
Like really, like I imagine they're not super heavy. Like,
Well, okay, so they do have carbon fiber ones.
Okay.
But if you're hiking, you probably just deal with the trees unless you're somewhere where it doesn't have it. But most
desert
people,
or something like that.
they probably just car camp with this more so.
Nice, dude. Well, this has been great. I appreciate all the info, man.
Yeah.
Real quick, where can people find your channels, watch your stuff?
I think I put Pinecone VA just because there's so many Pinecone channels for whatever reason.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. I looked it up. I put
Why
Pinecone.
Pinecone?
I have no idea. Oh, Pinecone?
Yeah. Is that
two things.
in relation to the hammock culture?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So it simply came with a dope idea I had. Okay, so pine cones hang from trees.
Yeah.
That's the one thing.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the other part is this logo I have. There's a pine cone. It's like, real simple silhouetted logo.
Yeah.
And inside the pine cone, there's a hammock inside of it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
cool.
So
Nice.
no one gave me the name. A lot of people around here, they'll give each other trail names.
Yeah.
But I don't got a lot of friends, so no one calls me names.
Well, dude, I'm looking forward to seeing you like kind of rebirth the channel because
Yeah, yeah.
I've learned a lot in this.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'll make sure to put links in the show notes and stuff.
Yeah,
and I appreciate you talking to me.
Yeah, that's killer, man.
Cheers, brother.
All right, thank you.
And that's all we have for this week, neighbors. Go ahead and make sure to check out hangcon.com for more information on next year's Florida convention as well as their international trips. Check out all of the YouTubers that we mentioned and go ahead and subscribe to their channels. Our special thanks to Pinecone, especially for all the great wisdom he shared. And again, you can find him on YouTube at Pinecone VA. I especially enjoyed the lesson on how to effectively pee out of your hammock. I'm 45 and it's a thing in the middle of the night these days. And so that was very helpful. Make sure to visit musicfestivalspodcast.com and subscribe to the neighborhood email newsletter. We're going to have live stream announcements coming up, festival news and updates, as well as documentary announcements like the one you heard today, and subscriber events coming to a festival near you. Next week, we have a very special interview. We're talking with Tom Hamilton of Joe Russo's Almost Dead, or J-Rad as they're known, about his many other projects, including his new record and a new show on Sirius XM. You're going to want to check that out. We remember some of the recent musicians we've lost, and Tom allows us to go pretty deep into some of his personal stories and insights on art and music. It was really, really interesting. Make sure to tune in for that conversation next Friday. If you are listening to the audio podcast, thank you very much. Please go ahead and rate the show while you're there on Spotify or Apple, and then head on over to the YouTube channel and subscribe there to make sure that you get all the videos, including the festival documentaries and some of the other interviews that we drop on that channel. And you're going to want to hit the bell as soon as you get there so you get all of those for sure. You can find me on Instagram at NeighborNateFests and at Nate Riggs. That's my God-given name. Before we wrap up, again, a great big thank you to all of our sponsors, DLaw Coffee Company, the Florida Sand Music Ranch, and Whippersnap Music and Arts Festival. Their support of Music Festivals podcast makes this work and allows us to bring this to all of you. So look for links to their stuff in the show notes, and neighbors, please support them as well. We hope to see you at Whippersnap here in a few weeks. As always, I'm your host, Neighbor Nate, and I hope to be your neighbor at a festival very soon. Maybe it'll be this weekend at the Will McLean Foundation annual meeting down here at the Florida Sand Music Ranch.